Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Democracy 4, where we are trying to re-establish the French monarchy, or as close as we can. So, last time we did a lot of the groundwork, got GDP going nice and high, got rid of tax evasion, got rid of numerous economic difficulties. We are now running a small surplus. The entire globe is in recession, but we're not doing too bad. We are massively, massively popular. We won the last election with a real landslide there. So, as for the issues that we're going to be looking at going forward, we still have this very, very uncompetitive economy. Still got respiratory disease, which is now ticking up, unfortunately, since the environment took a swing down. Still got the doctor's strike situation going on. And other than that, we still need to start focusing on our goals. So right now we've got an executive term limit of 2. That's no good. We definitely need to bump that up because we want to continue on. In order to do that, we're going to need to save up a lot of political capital. And also bump up the executive term length. But again, that's going to cost us a lot of capital. I'm not too worried about the term length in this one, but really probably looking to get the executive term limit pushed right up. So I'm trying not to spend everything that I have all at once. So I'm going to start off with reforestation. We need to do something about the environment since GDP is swinging up, and reforestation is relatively cheap. We can spend half of our political power on that, bank the rest for saving up towards our term limit, and it really doesn't cost that much at all. Mostly directly reduce respiratory disease, and on top of that, indirectly by boosting the environment. So that leaves us with 11 political power, and we're going to bank that. Okay. Aeroplane crashed. Very much not good. We've been blamed for low safety standards. It's not ideal. Obesity is on the rise and about to kick in. We'll see if we can do something about that. Good, we're starting to get some actual members to the party now, and a few activists, nowhere near as much as the Liberals have, but getting there. It's very nice and cheap. We can put in a healthy eating campaign. And another one that's really cheap to put in, has a lot of benefits, is food stamps. Again, that improves health directly. It'll probably fight obesity, but because it's not kicked in, it won't show us on this. All in all, for under 200 million and only 4 political power, that's really quite a good deal there. So hopefully with those two, we'll start ticking health the right way. Okay, so as a convicted terrorist on a hunger strike, I'm going to still prevent visits to him. Okay, that pissed off a lot of people, but fair enough. Poverty is on the way down though. Environmental protests are probably going to start. Yeah, the global economy's really been bottoming out here, and that's costing us quite a bit. We are up to 40 political power of the 68 we need to push through that bill. So again, just going to chuck in a couple of cheap things. Keep the country tidy campaign. Doesn't do much, but it's nice and cheap. And run a CO2 campaign. Unfortunately, we did trigger obesity, so we'll need to try and do something about that. So looking to put in fishing quotas, I'll agree with that. Mostly to keep the environmentalists on board. That has hurt GDP, which is unfortunate. Bureaucracy is starting to kick in. That's not great either. Are getting a decent amount of membership in our organization now. Actually have tied for the number of activists. It's nice, since last time we had no activists. And again, something cheap. I'm just going to put in plant-based diets. Sorry, health food subsidy, which helps increase plant-based diets and directly tackles obesity. Okay, so a major donor is asking that we implement social care. I think that's fine. It's relatively cheap. Makes a retired like us. I'll put it in on sort of a minimum level so that we don't start running up our deficit. Unfortunately, environmental protests have started. Just weren't enough to bring those down. We are still getting more than enough of the vote. Excellent. A getting accused of having an affair. Oh, I misunderstood something. I've got a maximum of 40 political capital, so I can't push through the executive term limit changes in one. I have to do it in two distinct stages. Well, let's get the first part done. So unfortunately we did waste some capital there, so that's not ideal, but let's just roll with it. Freedom of information, we're going to reject that. Keep state employees happy. I don't mind annoying the Liberals for now. I'm going to try and take steps to decrease the number of Liberals, since they're going to be upset with us because of what we're doing. Okay, and so to start increasing the number of patriots we have, I'm going to put in a national anthem at the start of the news. So put that right up. The newsreader sings the national anthem, makes patriots happy, and starts increasing patriot membership, which is great because the patriots are really quite happy with us, but there aren't a lot of them. So if we can push that up, then we can win the next election, even with doing all sorts of shady things to do with executive term limits. Okay, bureaucracy is still ticking up. Okay, so foot and mouth disease is in a neighbouring region. I'm guessing Britain. Farmers have asked us to ban importing food, so yeah, I'll ban that. Does take a hit to international relations, but does make farmers happy. And something that's really popular with the voters is packaging tax. Will hurt GDP a little bit, not too much. Brings in a little bit extra money, which is nice, and does help the environment a tiny bit. So a major factory is closed, more unemployment, but we've got very low unemployment, so that's fine. Trade unions a little bit angry, getting a nice surplus though. We do have enough political power to boost the executive term limit again. So now we've got 4 terms maximum. Yeah, I'm going to allow GM food, mostly because of that, boosting GDP a little bit. Very, very nice surplus. And to indirectly bring down respiratory illness, I'm going to put in a tobacco campaign, as well as boost tobacco tax a little bit. Also going to push up the Food Standards Agency, again helping us with these health issues. Okay, so whether or not to support gay adoption, we want the religious groups on our side, because they're already very close to causing issue. Unfortunately, we reached gridlock. That came out of nowhere. Gonna have to do something about that. It's beginning, I'm going to whack bicycle subsidies up to full. I'm kind of do a 1-2 punch here. Do a carpooling campaign. That's nice and cheap, not very effective. But congestion charging, on the other hand, does annoy motorists a lot, but it does really reduce traffic congestion. So it won't be the most popular thing we've put in, but hopefully that will quickly start bringing this back under control. The motorists will be happier once that's gone away. Okay, one of our national sports stars gagged by a foreign power. Hit to quite a few of our things. I'm going to take some of our surplus and I'm going to put it into a high-speed rail. Commuters love it. Dramatically reduces car usage over 2 quarters and does boost popularity a little bit, especially if that's bumped up to the maximum, and helps international trade, which never hurts. There we go, no time at all, we got rid of gridlock. Baking gay cakes. I'm going to even things out here, support the same-sex couples to balance that. So we get 92% of the vote now. Yeah, and our GDP is doing fine, so I'm also going to put in a plastics tax. Flag burning law, trying to encourage patriots, I'm going to ban flag burning. And once again, we can boost the executive term limit. The coastal oil spill, that is very bad. I'm going to do a bit of a big one and outright ban coal. Doesn't actually hit our GDP. Environmentalists love it, capitalists hate it, does improve the environment, and further brings down respiratory disease. Also going to bring in compulsory school sports. Really just want to get rid of the obesity. So whether we allow a merger, I'm going to say yes. Quite happy going for capitalist. Does boost our GDP. Gig economy might start very soon. Okay, one thing I'm going to do is reduce payroll tax. Gig economy is less likely to kick off if it's just cheap enough to have people on regular payroll. We can start recycling, helps the environment again, and boosts environmentalists and environmentalists like us more. Fortunately, we've lost egalitarian society. I'm going to reject the airport expansion. We're trying to get the environmentalists on our side here. So I'm going to put in national anthems in schools, again trying to boost the patriots, because they do really like us right now. Okay, so because we've got so many policies, we've got bureaucracy. A bit of a negative impact, so I'll look and see if there's anything we can cut out. Excellent. One of our high-ranking officials has praised a extreme dictator. Also, looks like we're going to get a skill shortage, which is not good. So we're going to really put in university grants. So instead of just paying the fees, now giving generous grants. Also going to increase the adult education subsidies that we have. Okay, so new airport is being planned. I'm going to have it with bus connections. Yeah, help improve bus usage, make the environmentalists happy. Don't think there's really need to spend any of our political capital on speeches. We are massively, massively popular right now. Going to put clean energy subsidies on maximum. Trying to clear up some things that I don't think are doing much. I'm going to get rid of prisoner tagging. And I don't think there's any point having the 2% alcohol tax. Okay, attend a gay wedding. I'm just alternating these, so I'll go for the religious side. Looks like we should easily win. So we don't have as many members as the Liberals or as many activists. Still, we're very, very popular. And so let's just push us over the edge. Get rid of the executive term limit. Another affair. Private space industry has just kicked off, making patriots happy. We're now polling at 97%. Let's keep pushing the patriots so we can put flags on every street corner. Really increases patriot membership. Oh, respiratory disease is on the way down. It's below the start trigger at least. Obesity isn't quite there, but we hopefully can push that over soon. The uncompetitive economy is still very much an issue. Well, election night. Let's see how we did. Yeah, just absolutely crushing it there. Smaller parties got more than the Liberals and the Republicans combined. And we walk away at 52% of the vote. So what we've got? Crime we destroyed in the first one. Lifespan's nicely increasing. Plant-based diet, has increased. GDP is nicely up. I've actually managed to reduce traffic congestion as a whole. Tobacco usage is dropping. As for where we are on the political spectrum, we are right over on the capitalist side of things. Still more liberal than conservative, but we're running kind of an ultra-capitalist play here. So let's just reshuffle our cabinet. Although, really looking at this, I don't think there's anyone we really need to get rid of. Maybe the public service lady? I'll dump the public service and welfare. Those are the only oranges. Actually, foreign policy as well. Get rid of them, keep the others. I'm going to keep the same guy as foreign policy, actually. He's getting there with his experience. Loyalty's not fantastic, but he's not bad. And farmers and middle income are easy to appeal to with us. I'm going to hire this guy, Jean-Paul Ray, for welfare, because patriot and middle income, he should definitely be on board with what we're doing. And then lastly, I'm going to hand Enor Benoit here. Motorist in retirement should be easy enough to keep going. Really inexperienced, but excellent at campaigning. So there we go, there's our new cabinet. So we've got a small budget surplus, polling really, really well. So should we raise the speed limits? I'm going to say yes. Technology is increased. So that makes motorists happy. But that is where we're going to leave it for today. So importantly, we now no longer have an executive term limit. So we can keep getting elected as much as we like. And I think the remaining goal is going to be to steadily push forward with the executive term length until that is maxed out, then try and win the subsequent election. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Those do really help the channel. And if you'd like to see more of this kind of content, just let me know. Let me know any ideas that you have for Democracy 4 playthroughs. I'm all ears for more weird, wacky things we can try. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Till then, take care. Cheers.